Speaker, Canadians are watching the situation in Elsipogtog First Nation in New Brunswick with great concern. This situation underlines the importance of peaceful and respectful dialogue between governments and Indigenous peoples, and honoring the duty to consult and accommodate before impacting people's rights. What is the government doing to fulfill their duty and assist in helping to calm this situation?
The Honourable Minister of State for Democratic Reform.
Mr. Speaker, we've done plenty. We've invested in clean water projects. We've opened hundreds of brand new schools. We have worked with Aboriginal communities to allow for responsible resource development that will create jobs for the talented and ambitious young Aboriginal Canadians who will be the future of Canada. We will continue to work for the improvement of the quality of life of our Aboriginal peoples, who are our partner in the future and in this country of ours, Canada. Thank you.
Honourable Member for Hamilton Centre.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Court documents have shown that a number of the Prime Minister's aides were well aware of ongoing talks with Mike Duffy. On February 11th, Mike Duffy spoke with the Prime Minister's Chief of Staff in the Prime Minister's office. 2 days later, the Prime Minister spoke with Mike Duffy about his expenses after a caucus meeting. Does the Prime Minister still contend that neither Mr. Duffy nor Mr. Wright mentioned their meeting or anything at all that they had been discussing?
The Honourable Minister of State for Democratic Reform.
Mr. Speaker, the Prime Minister answered all these questions to the best of his knowledge. Before the summer, the reality is that we are the only party with a credible plan to reform the Senate. We've already started 12 new rules to reform the way senators claim expenses. We have invited the Auditor General to come in and inspect all of the expenses of senators over the last 2 years. We are arguing before the Supreme Court that Canadians should have the ability to provide their democratic input in who represents them in the upper chamber, and that there should in fact be term limits so that our senators serve for a limited period of time, not until they're 75.
The Honourable Member for Hamilton Centre.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. The NDP welcomes progress on a trade agreement with Europe. We support greater trade with Europe, but any deal must be a good deal for Canadians. Today's announcement contains a lot of hype, but not the actual text of the agreement. Canadians are still left waiting to read the fine print. Why won't this government just release the text of this deal and let Canadians judge it for themselves?
The Honourable Minister of State.
Well, Mr. Speaker, less than 24 hours since the deal was actually announced, the NDP has already succeeded in being on both sides of the issue, which is really a rhetorical game of acrobatics, of which they should really be proud of that kind of a maneuver, Mr. Speaker. On this side of the House, our position has always been clear. 80,000 net new jobs, $500 million new customers for Canadian job creators. Mr. Speaker, $1,000 in additional income for the average family of 4 in this country. This is a good deal. It is the right thing to do, and we're proud of the Prime Minister for delivering it.